Welcome back to AM Live, and I'm here with the lovely Nikki, and we're going to be talking about the big Latch On, and it celebrates the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action. Am I correct?
Yes. World Breastfeeding Week starts today, August 1st through the 7th, every year. It's a celebration to raise awareness for breastfeeding.
Right, and there's just so many, we've heard through the years and years and years and years, there's so many pros and cons, but pros are right there, and it means a lot. It means a lot with the bonding with the mother and the child, the immunities. You know, there's just something about it that is, well, it's nature's way.
Right. I think that's one of the main things is that, I mean, I don't know when I was younger, but there weren't very many children being breastfed. So I know I didn't grow up really seeing it happen. It is completely normal. It is the way mammals feed their babies. Right. So it seems like in society now, breasts are kind of sexualized. You see them on magazines and, you know, billboards, and that's totally acceptable for most people. Right. But you see a woman breastfeeding her baby in public, and it seems to be taboo, or,
right.
Oh, man, my children can't see that, when in fact, I mean, the more children
it's
see
nature.
It, right, exactly.
It's the natural way, and
exactly.
Most people that I have seen that have been out in public that have that do breastfeed their children, they're very discreet, and it is, you know, it's a private thing between a mother and a child.
Yeah, and you know, they make nursing covers, and which I used for a while with my first child. She's 5, Riley, and but you know what? There comes an age where they're kind of like, what is this? Get it off of me! You know, I want to feel the air and that type of thing. And but yeah, there's plenty of ways to do it where you expose hardly anything. I don't use a cover now, and most people can't even tell. Last year, not this past one, but the year before, I breastfed at the Amador County Fair, and it was 100 degrees. You know, I didn't use a cover. My baby was a couple months old, and I had a couple from Wilton come up to me, sit down next to me on the bench, and start talking about breastfeeding and then where they were from, and you know, we just got talking. They didn't blink twice. They didn't have anything negative to say. They thought it was wonderful. I wasn't exposing anything, but I wasn't covered either, so.
Now, Nikki, what do you tell a mother that has difficulty and that can't breastfeed?
Yeah, you know, that's tough, and I'd say the main thing is to find support in her area. We're lucky here. We have Jane Snyder at Sutter Amador, and she's amazing, and we have a couple other people, too, that I know of, and I didn't have a ton of issues, but I was able to go to the support group. They have them every Wednesday at 10:30 at the hospital, and you meet other mothers, and they come up with suggestions, and the mothers in all different stages of breastfeeding. So, you know, you can get people who've had the same problem as you. And Jane is amazing. She comes in with different things to try and suggestions. The main thing is just to seek support if you're having help. Don't give up. If it's something you want to do, stick with it as hard as it really can be for a lot of people. Now, once you get past the hard part,
what is the rule of thumb? Because you hear a lot of people say, you know, you're supposed to cut the child off at a certain age and this and that. And that's not true, isn't it? That the child will tell you, I'm done with this?
Yeah, they will. My daughter nursed for 3 years, and it wasn't like she nursed all day. You know, we weren't out in public. She didn't, you know, she ate food. She could wait. But she nursed before bedtime, sometimes when she woke up, so it wasn't an everyday thing.
Bonding.
Nursing a toddler is much different than nursing an infant. They're getting their primary source of nutrition from you. You nurse them on demand. You know, whenever they're showing cues of being hungry, that's when you feed them. When they get a little older, they can wait. They'll have supplemented food, you know. So it's more of just nutrition also, but also an emotional attachment at that point. I believe, and this isn't everybody's case, but this is kind of what I've come to the conclusion with my children, is that when they're done, they'll be done. And as long as I'm happy with it and they're happy with it,
they're
there's
comfortable.
No need to stop.
It's a comfort zone.
Yeah, the World Health Organization suggests strictly breastfed for 6 months, up to the age of 2, as long as mom and baby are happy, and beyond. So it's really just up in the air whenever you and the baby decide, you and the child decide it's time. You know.
I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. So you are going to, on Saturday, August the 2nd, tomorrow, it's going to be the big countdown, and you are going to have a get-together and to teach and to educate on breastfeeding. Yeah, so it's called the Big Latch On, and it was actually started in 2005 in New Zealand, and just in 2010, I forget the name, was the
Joanne Edwards of Small Beginnings Group brought it kind of to be a global event where you register online, anybody can host it, and that's actually what I did. I looked online to try and do one, but the closest one was in Sacramento, and I didn't feel like driving my kids all the way there.
Sure, that's
so
tough.
They make it really easy to host. I decided to hold it at Detert Park. I asked the Amador Calaveras Breastfeeding Coalition to kind of help out a little bit, and they're going to bring a couple tables and some water. It's just a really simple way to celebrate breastfeeding. If you have a baby or a child that is nursing, you can come as a family, lay out a nice blanket, sit down at 10:30 actually is when we kind of have a 5-minute countdown. At 10:30 the clock starts and you need to latch your child on for a minute, and the goal is to try and break last year's record, which throughout the world was 14,536 babies
Wow.
nursing, which if you think about the world, it's not really that much, but it takes registering online and reporting back the results and
Sure.
doing it at that 1 minute. So we're trying to help break the record from last year. And it really just raises awareness about being supportive of breastfeeding in public, husbands, families of breastfeeding mothers, so they can stick with it as long as they want. It's pretty huge to kind of break the stereotype of it being taboo in public.
Now,
too,
if somebody wanted to be with you that
Yeah.
day and to sign up,
Yes.
what steps do they have to
All they
take?
have to do is come to Detert Park in Jackson. It's going to be in the grassy area in the middle, and we have a little sign-in sheet for you. We have a name tag. Just come and you just sign up there. You don't have to sign up online or anything. It's tomorrow, August 2nd at 10 o'clock. 10:30 is when you have to let your baby on for a minute to be counted into our numbers, and that's it.
So we got to break that record.
Right, yeah, I'm hoping that the Jackson people will pull through. And actually, this I should say, it's for Amador Calaveras. Anybody who's in the area, you don't have to be from town, from Jackson or Amador County even.
Great.
Just, it's probably the closest one.
Great. Well, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So tomorrow morning, be there at least 10 minutes early, right?
Yes, because you have to sign in. And then
You have to sign in and you have to do all of that. And then from 10:30 to 10:31 is when you're going to be doing, going for the record.
That's right.
As they say.
Yeah, it's a quick and easy event. It's meant just to be kind of quick and easy and not a big, problem of anybody's day. We want you just to come, enjoy yourselves, chat with some, fellow nursing moms, families, and then on your way. It's going to be hot. So
Now,
we'll do it early.
now, Nikki, let me ask you this: if there is anyone out there and they're contemplating on breastfeeding and they're pregnant now
Yes.
and they want to do this, is there anybody that they can contact to help them? I mean, I know the nurses at
Right.
at hospitals usually try to help them as much,
Yes.
but is there a support group that they can talk to beforehand?
There is, and it's the same. Jane Snyder runs it at Sutter Amador,
Okay.
and I've been to multiple support groups where there were pregnant women there, kind of just hanging out, listening to all the chatter, taking in all the information, which is a huge help.
Right.
So I think that would probably be the main thing, would be to attend that support group, just to kind of get a feel, see other babies nursing, and that's actually one of the more important things about breastfeeding in public, is that once people are exposed to seeing it, you know what it looks like to see a baby latched. You know what positions there are to hold a baby, and so you're not completely in the dark. I didn't grow up seeing anybody breastfed, so when I
No,
started...
in my day,
Yeah.
you stayed behind closed
Right.
doors, and if you had a big family, you didn't even think about it,
Right.
with people in and out and whatever.
Right, and
You
so-
went and isolated yourself.
Yeah. If you had never seen anybody ride a bike before, but someone came and gave you a bike and said, go ahead, ride it,
Right.
you wouldn't even know where to sit on it maybe. You
Right.
need to know, you need to see it, you need to learn it, it needs to be exposed, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be normal. And it is normal, it's just not normal for everybody yet. But we're
So
getting there.
tomorrow, we're going
Yes.
for the big record.
Yes.
Be there by 10, at least 10:20.
At least, yeah.
10:15, 10:20. It's only going to take 15 minutes out of your time.
You could bring your kids, your husband, family. I mean,
Absolutely.
There's a playground there, so.
Absolutely. We're going to break that record. And there's a support group out there, and Nikki will
Yes.
be out there. She'll give
I
you
will.
all the information that you need. So
Absolutely.
don't forget, Detert Park tomorrow morning at around 10:15 or so. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll meet other mommies out
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and families and babies, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we may just land up breaking a big record tomorrow.
Hopefully, I'll
I
let
think
you know.
it's going to be, and this is all
Throughout
throughout
the world, yeah. It was 28 countries that participated last year.
My goodness.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
That
It's growing
is
every
pretty
year.
exciting. So you'll have to come back and keep us abreast
I
of
will.
what went on.
I will.
Did you get that? Abreast of what went on. So with that, we're going to take a short little break. Nikki, thank you
Okay.
so much, dear.
Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate it. I appreciate it very much.
You're watching Amador County's local television.